My heart is at war with my thoughts. Oh, and I don't know which side is better. I try to connect all the dots. Oh, to let you in behind my shelter. You could fit into my life when it's daylight and it's night. I would give away my soul, but is it worth it? I don't know. I don't know.
Just warm me up. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Don't cut like paper plate. You said, what can I find in your love? What can I find in your love? That don't cut like paper plate.
Okay, 3/4 body.
Either come close or stay away.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
1, 2, 3.
Going inside of me. I don't wanna lead you astray.
Hey everyone, we are here behind the Guam Museum, and don't mind the noise. They're showing a kids movie for Christmas at the back side of the museum, the grassy area. But tonight I want to see how the Lumix S1R performs in low light, and the model to help us test it out is
Jessica.
And Jessica, I know you were talking to me and telling me that this is your first time actually modeling.
Yes, this is my first time. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone and try something new.
And the wardrobe you're wearing tonight kind of reflects your personality.
My personality, yes. Yeah. Very goth, very punk rockish. So yeah, this is what I wanted to wear.
And I think we're getting good photos so far.
Yes, we are.
And we're just using ambient light, the light from the snowflakes, the light from Christmas lights around. And the Lumix S1 is sometimes a little bit hard to focus, but once it hits, it's doing pretty good. Your Instagram, for those that want to follow you.
My Instagram is _JLGR.
And of course, we'll put it in the description below and on screen. Okay, we'll keep on shooting. Let me just make it a little bit brighter. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
That don't cut like paper plate.
Okay, face recognition at night, it's not bad. You can see Jessica here, and she's looking at the camera and is detecting her face and her eye. Okay, one more pose towards the snowflake. Just like that, yeah. Okay. Sometimes it has a hard time focusing, but once it locks on, it's good. 1, 2, and 3.
I don't know. What can I find in your love that don't cut like paper plate? You said, what can I find in your love? What can I find in your love that don't cut like paper plate? Either come
Turn your body a little bit more towards Godfrey. Very good. 1, 2, and 3. Very nice. 1, 2, and 3. Good facial expression. 1, 2, and 3. So first impressions about this camera, it is built like a tank. It looks like a DSLR, feels like a DSLR, but it's actually a mirrorless camera. I do like the touchscreen. It reminds me of the G9 that Godfrey is using right now in the film. Touchscreen is very good. The EVF is like the best I have ever used. Looking through the EVF, it's really clear, over 5 megapixels with this EVF. Also, if you're hearing this right now, the shutter is very quiet shutter. But first impressions of this, really great camera. Focusing is not bad at night if it's good amount of light, but the depth to defocus, I hope I'm saying that correctly, the DFD, which is Lumis's focusing system. Sometimes it doesn't catch on, but once it catches on, like I said earlier, it's pretty good. Okay, we'll keep on shooting.
What can I find in your love that don't cut like paper plate? Either come close or stay away. Oh, it's words are echoing inside of me. I don't wanna lead you astray.
Okay, 1, 2, and 3.
You could fit into my life when it's daylight and it's night. I will give away.
So other physical features is the EVF. I'm using the, whoops. I'm using the front light to light our face is pretty dark. But the EVF is a 5.7 million dot OLED, 0.78 magnification, is kind of laggy at night, I noticed, when trying to shoot Jessica, but in daytime use is very clear. The rear LCD is a 3.2 inch, but 2.1 million dot. It's also very clear as well. The memory cards on the side is an XQD and an SD UHS-2. And on the other side of the camera, the left side, it does have a USB-C jack, HDMI Type A, and 3.5 millimeter for both the headphone and microphone jack for filming 4K video. We're still gonna work our way down there to the brighter lights and continue shooting. Look out that direction. 1, 2, and 3. Very nice. Yeah, that's nice. Internal features of the S1R. It's a full frame, has a full frame sensor, 47.3 megapixels. It does auto ISO ranging from 100 base ISO to 25,600. It has 225 autofocus points. It can only do 6 frames per second at continuous autofocus, but 9 frames per second if it's single focus. Other internal features, 4K 60p recording, but only an 8-bit. The G9 with the latest firmware update can do 10-bit recording. And next, do you have any comments, Jessica, so far about the shoot?
I like the way the pictures turned out.
Which one?
The pictures, the quality.
Oh yes,
really good,
yes. It doesn't seem too noisy.
Yes, it doesn't.
Yeah, only when, yeah.
Yeah, only if you're really close by, then you can hear it. But
yeah. And we're gonna do a side-by-side test video, the G9 and the S1R next. Okay. Left-hand side, you have the Lumix G9 versus the Lumix S1R. I do notice that the G9's video is a bit sharper than the S1R. S1R is slightly underexposed that I noticed, but it is much cleaner when shooting at higher ISOs at night. I don't see that much noise artifacts in the background. Autofocusing, I think the G9 actually focuses better for face detection while we're filming this for video. But I still would choose the G9 for video over the S1R. 1, 2, and 3. Let me change the angle. Good, good. Very good, very good. Very nice.
You said, what can I find in your love? What can I find in your love?
Oh look, they fixed it. Oh, that's nice. Start like.
It's like a candid kind of shot.
Nice. We just got done with our photo shoot. I think we've been shooting for about an hour. Yeah. And at night, my opinion so far, S1R, not that great at night with the contrast detect, DFD, depth of defocus. A lot of times kept it going back and forth. I was showing Jessica an example of that. But like I said, when it's able to focus and it hits, focus is very sharp. Lens isn't too bad. Focus is decent. It's not super quick, but it's quick enough. We were doing some shots where you were walking towards me, yes. And I think it was able to capture that. Yeah. What do you think about the photo shoot overall and the camera?
It was fun, and I may not know much about cameras, but I like this one.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's not too heavy for you?
No, I'm good with this.
Okay.
Yes.
And we were talking earlier, and you said you do have a Twitch channel, but are you still going to do that?
So I don't stream normally, but you can follow me at Crown the Empress.
Cool. And we'll put links to your Twitch channel as well. Thank you so much for helping me out test this camera, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Hey everyone, we are home now. A short disclaimer, during the photo shoot I was using the earliest firmware 1.0. I forgot to update it. Yesterday, December 22nd, I did update it to 1.3, and I was using the S1R for my sister's graduation. She graduated from the University of Guam with a Bachelor's of Science in Biology, and when she was walking into the University of Guam's field house, I did have a hard time using continuous autofocus and trying to capture a sharp image of her. It worked maybe 80% of the time using continuous focus with the S1R, and this is with the latest firmware. So autofocusing isn't that great, but I'm thinking it could be the lens, the 24-105. Okay, let's look at some photos on the computer. First image, edited image of Jessica. Zooming in, you will notice that there is apparent patterns here. And I also noticed this with the Fujifilm GFX50R, and a lot of people are telling me that this is with built-in lens profile applied in the camera. And if you look at the raw profile here, you'll notice a little bit of it here. Again, this is not super high ISO, 2500. If you try to enable profile correction, it'll tell you built-in lens profile applied. So just keep in mind, if you have that, I'm not too sure if you can turn it off in the camera, but if you have that automatically on, then you will get some patterns here in the noise. I think it's just trying to apply the distortion correction. Next image I want to look at. This is shot ISO 400, but if you notice, it is actually much cleaner. I guess it's depending on the light. Slight patterns also I see here, but this lens is very sharp. Zooming in at f4, wide open f4, very sharp lens, no complaints. Background blur isn't that bad. Last photo I want to show you. This is one of my favorite photos. ISO 12800. It looks really clean, but when you zoom in at pixel peak 1:1, you do see the noise. But it's actually, again, very sharp lens. It's not bad, because when you zoom back out, 12800 is pretty clean. But overall, my experience with S1R, I had really high expectations. I was hoping maybe it could actually replace my G9 and X1D, so I can just have one camera system. But the focusing right now is just turning me off a bit. Image quality, of course, is better than the G9. For video, it is cleaner. But the G9 is still faster in autofocusing, and it's just more fun overall to use with the G9 because it is smaller. S1R, when you try it out for a couple of hours, especially at an event, you will notice that it's pretty heavy. It's just like using an old DSLR, but you are getting the best image quality, so it's really hard to decide if if you're deciding between micro four thirds and full frame. I personally, if I had to choose between S1R and the G9, I would still stick with the G9, just because it's just more fun to use overall. And I do have a second camera, the X1D, for image quality. But if image quality is your main concern, then, and also great 4K video, then S1R. But if you just want to have fun shooting, I think bottom line, the G9. Thank you for watching Guam Photography, and please subscribe.
Can I find your love?